Sagittarius.
Hello, Sagittarius. This is your astrological forecast for July 2016. And so we have the Sun, we have the new moon, Mercury and Venus passing through the sign of Cancer, which shows up in your 8th house, dealing with shared resources, values that you have together with your partner. Of course, these could be financial resources, it could be emotional resources. Your focus is going to be on how balanced is it, how much is in the sharing of receiving and giving. And being in the sign of Cancer, even though you are Sagittarius, it's like when the planets move through a different sign, which they do every month here, then you will be embodying the energy of how it feels like for or to be a Cancerian, or how they feel in the overall. The Sun passing through here, you will have it here for at least the first couple of weeks. Into the 3rd week, the Sun will move into your sister sign of Leo, bringing out all that fire. But the first 3 weeks, you're going to be feeling your emotions being that much more sensitive, that much more attuned to your partner. Now, we could talk about money, because the 8th house is all about that, but not necessarily income, though. It's more like, what are you putting aside? What are you saving? How are your investments looking like? The 8th house deals with bankers, mortgage people, lenders, your retirement funds, whatever it may be for you. But this is a great time to get your ducks in a row and see where that is going, because then you don't really have to think about it much for the rest of the year if you set things up here right now. But the new moon is happening on July 4th. What a great time to have a new moon where the sky is really nice and dark as a backdrop to all the fireworks going off. So, but the new moon is also all about putting down one's intentions, and that should be this 8th house area of yours. But do realize too, it's not just about resources as money, but it's also the house of intimacy, how we're sharing ourselves, how we're receiving between our partners and ourselves. So that is quite important, and that should be what your intention should be for this month. Speaking about the moon, we got the full moon here this month, July 19th, 27 degrees in Capricorn, which for you will be illuminating the area of income money. So that is your month-to-month balance, what you're using, what's coming in, what's going out, and so forth. So this stage will be lit there, and it might just have you wanting something special. All right, you might buy yourself something special. It would be a good time to do so there on the 19th. I'm seeing how this full moon has just passed Pluto, and that might just leave you feeling very intensely that there is a something object that you would like to purchase. In that case, you could do so and do so well. Mars is now moving forward here from the very last couple of days there in June. So July, it is still in Scorpio, which for you shows up in your 12th house. It's been retrograding for a long time there now here, Sagittarius, but slowly you'll see how it's going to pick up speed. When we start off the month, it is 23 degrees there in Scorpio, and that makes you dig deeper into your emotions, your passions, your dreams, what it is you want. Your spirituality might have been really super strong over these last few months, since Mars has been having a long stay here in this area. And the 12th house is always our subconsciousness, our higher consciousness, our spirituality. So to me, it feels like you're getting in touch with those things that have been like a super recharge for spirit, but also your creativity. Mars is now slowly going to move forward, and then you can expect it starting a new 2-year cycle once it hits the ascendants and into your 1st house, where it's going to be moving through the 12 houses next 2 years. So get ready for that. Now, Jupiter here also picking up speed in your career house. I'm seeing here, Sagittarius, how this area is widening, giving you a plethora of opportunities coming in. It could be more than one. And of course, I'm saying this as a general reading. So what it is for you specifically, I can't say. I don't have your chart in front of me. But for your general reading, all of you will have the influence of Jupiter being generous, wanting you to open your mind for possibilities. If you're happy where you are, good for you. It will make sure that you have what you need in your career. For those of you wanting to expand, this is the best of the next 12 years to do so, okay? Because think about Jupiter being the largest planet, right? And it is here now moving through your career. So some of you might just come up with some wonderful, incredible, catchy ideas that you could come to implement. And it doesn't all need to happen here right now. Even when Jupiter moves out of this area here in a couple of months, you could still use it because it's going to be 12 years until it affects you the way it's affecting you right now. So some of it can come immediately, some can come a few months down the road. Some of the ideas that you're or concepts that you might be receiving right now might not even be implemented before down the road. It could even be a few years ahead. So anyway, Jupiter is definitely your heartbeat when it comes to career. Follow your mind and where your mind is taking you through all the facets of the diamond, because you got to think about this. It is your ruler now in the career house. So you're the one in charge, Sagittarius. Great time for you. You might want to listen to the Taroscopes too, just to see what additional information you can have here now in July. But as we start off the month, we have Venus and Jupiter. Venus being love, romance, but also money. Things that the heart holds, all the good, feel-good feelings, right, is now expanding with Jupiter. So we have a beautiful start on the month for love and romance, for money and expansion. On the 3rd, I see a vision or an epiphany coming your way where you could really see Neptune rules clairvoyance. And so this vision is your third eye looking ahead for a potential future possibility. This possibility, I feel, from you or for you, is coming from deep within. Okay, it's really just pulling it up from your roots, your creativity, things that you have been either in touch with, affiliated with in the past, but it's coming in, up and out, and wants to channel itself. And I feel that it's very creative. So pay attention to the 3rd. It will leave a big smile on your face. Then on the 6th, we have a wonderful romantic day or evening. So circle that on your calendar. As Venus and Mars comes together, they do the dance, and we all know what that chemistry there is all about, right? So for those of you in a relationship, this is a great time for you. If you're single, well, don't sit at home. You might just come to meet somebody because the planets are really set up beautifully here now. The day of the month that we want to be a little careful about, cautious, is the 7th. It's not a time to go out and initiate or start anything new. In fact, people are a little crabby here this day. Sun, Venus, Mercury, that's the essence of self, one's thoughts and one's emotions. They're all up against oppositions and squares between Pluto and Uranus. And this means that people can have a short fuse. You know how some days in traffic, everybody's on their horn, right? This is one of those days. It's push, shove, don't mess with me, don't talk to me. People can be very, not just short-tempered, but it's like they can have a very sharp tongue too. So watch out not to get into it with anybody who's argumentative today, just so we don't end up saying something that we might regret. They might end up regretting it too. So it's a two-way street. It's one of those days you just want to lay low. But then we're out in the open again, already on the 8th. So it's a fast-moving thing, but there could be a little bleed over into the 8th from the transits. You can start feeling it maybe there on the 6th. So, but from the 8th, we have great news coming your way. This news, I feel, could tie in with your career. The communication is also about fees, commissions, or royalties If you're having any talks with, say, your supervisor or boss, great time to ask for a raise. Maybe you don't have to ask for it. Maybe it's just going to come your way. But I see it's between the career area and your income sources. Now on the 10th, another day to have a beautiful outing with your beloved. You're just really generous here. I'm feeling your heart is really open. Communication is great. Your foresight for the future is with you. Okay, so you're feeling elevated. And not only that, but Mars is now kicked into action to a point where it is picking up speed. You know, it's been wanting to procrastinate here over the last couple of months due to the slowness of its retrograde. But now it's more like getting back on track. You are active, Sagittarius. You're getting things done. And always when we complete and do things, finalize things, we're always feeling good about ourselves. Because why? We're ahead of the game again. That's what you're going to feel. On the 16th, I feel anything that you're communicating with your loved one, your significant other, or somebody close to you, I feel this is a wonderful time to have a heart-to-heart, eye-to-eye on anything that is important. Maybe things that you've been thinking about in the past but didn't really find the right situation or time for it. You can do so very easily here on this day. And for any important issues, we always want to make sure that we have the best of timing to bring it up, just so we don't run into walls. Like I said, on the 7th would not be a good time to bring up issues, all right? But here, the 16th, there's harmony, there's balance. You're speaking, they're listening. They're speaking, you're listening. And it's all about that it is on both ends of the stick for it to really harmonize and come together. I'd also like to say, if you're initiating anything new here, also on the 16th, I feel it has longevity. Say a new business or whatnot. Whatever you do right now, it is going to be validated. You'll have great feedback. I feel that your biorhythms here today is really all up on a high. And when we initiate something new, that's just the seed going out. It's what it's going to do in the long run, which really, really matters. That's why we want all our new initiations to have a good start so we can send it out like a Sputnik, right? In fact, we're looking at the whole rest of the month also in a very convenient, beautiful place astrologically where there is harmony. I feel communications are good. You're being true to yourself. This is a month where you can speak your highest truth and feel good about it. Why? Because it's coming out in a nice way. Even if you're encountering, or should I say, bringing matters to light that might be difficult at other times, you could so easily do so now because you're harmonious. And then it's going to come out in that way that you care. You're not just sitting there finger pointing, and then we have defense. So, contracts being signed here from the 19th out towards the end of the month, that whole week is good. So if you have anything new going on, you could do so. Feel assured that things are great, even though Saturn is still retrograde until mid next month there in August. But the other personal planets are now on the upswing. I feel financially you can have great news coming in here now in July, but it's also the feeling of your own inner worth, your self-worth is feeling solid. You're getting something structured. This is what Saturn does. It wants to structure. It wants to give you roots. It wants to give you longevity. So right now, any new business, like I said, being prompted would be great. It's anchoring you into this first house in your chart, and that has to do with you and what you're really putting down in your foundation, in your life, both for you, but for life itself around you and those involved with you. Unexpected news can be received there at the end of the month on the 27th. This is Mercury, so maybe a phone call, a text, or email, something. Somebody reaching out with something unexpected. And lo and behold, for you, I feel that this is going to trigger you in the area of your own creativity and self-expression. So it might be a concept or something artsy, that you're doing, whatever the deal is, I feel it's something that you could bring out to a larger stage, because Mercury then at that point will be in your 9th house, which rules international areas. So art, international areas, well, you know, that's going to be a good thing, right? When I say art, it's the 5th house Uranus here that's signaling it, and it has to do with anything that's creative. So it doesn't have to just be art, but self-expression where you are bringing out that side of you and then sending it out. Great time. What a way to end the month. Right up here on the information button, I will be attaching all the other readings, so you can go listen to your moon and rising sign, but also the tarot forecasts will be on that. So when you're done, just hit there. It's much easier to find it than go looking on YouTube. So listen, here at Sagittarius, have a wonderful July, and I'll see you in August. Bye now.